Okay, then we have two more. I think this one is a bit strange, maybe. The band.
The band?
The band?
Yeah.
It's probably Bruce would have said that.
Yeah.
I like, there's like a couple of songs by the band I really like, but...
I think maybe for Bruce, do you know what I mean? Like we grew up and like through our parents and other people, a lot of very traditional sort of music. And, you know, in their times they'll have written a lot of sort of good pop songs. And I think as this sort of band, you know, they like making dance music but giving it a pop song edge and like an actual verse, chorus, melodies and everything else. So for Bruce, I think it's probably more for Bruce that he probably influenced him more. It's not one for me.
Okay. Well, then the other one maybe, well, maybe not too. Fleetwood Mac.
No, that's everyone.
Or as a band, like when we're in the van, that's the one album that
What?
Rumours. Sorry, yeah, Rumours.
The breakup
Put
album.
that on.
It's a brilliant album though. I think it's just one of those. It is, you know, as a band, we listen to so much type of music where we can't pigeonhole ourselves to anything.
But that's one album that if we put that on, we'll all agree. No one will argue with Rumours.
There's just
beautiful
some beautiful songs on it. Some
what is the song you like? For example?
Rumours, to be honest, start to finish.
Yeah.
Start to finish
what's it
with
called?
that
I'm
album.
rubbish with names. It's Songbird.
Okay.
I really like Songbird.
Chain.
Mate. Yeah, The Chain's a good one.
You can go your own way.
Yeah.
Secondhand News as well, the first track.
Yeah, Secondhand News.
Oh, I love
The
it. You
whole
know,
album
if you're ever
is-
feeling a bit low, put that song on, it cheers me right up.
Yeah, the whole album's great to listen to, especially when we're driving around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you've had a heavy night and you want to put an album on that you can just sit there, Rumours, it's great.
And I think the lyrics too.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we have the influences, except for the band, maybe. Let me see. Yeah. Well, I think. Well, the thing was, I think Jim Abbiss, he produced the album.
Yeah.
And I think someone said he pushed us to make certain bits better.
It did, because obviously like, we took in sort of quite finished songs, and Jim, you know, rather than just saying do this, sort of said to us, right, you know, this is working really, really well, but that part needs to be better, or it needs something there.
Do you have an example of a song that he? Well,
There was Sister Siam that was the first one we did, and I remember when he put in that thing, what's it called, a side chain or something. He just put in this little noise in the background that just made the whole thing just sound a lot bigger and beefier. You know, it was just a little thing, and and he just, as soon as he put that in, it was like, right, and it totally made the song suddenly made a lot more sense, and it was just a lot fatter.
But is it hard to hear then? If they are your own songs, because I think
that was little subtle things. I mean, like Fire, for example. I mean, I was saying that when we took that in, we tried to do it and make it like sound like the original one we'd done, and just add some parts to it. And Jim just turned around and went, "I'm not feeling it. For me, it's the weakest. You need to do something completely different with it." And just, you know, it made us sort of put ourselves away in another room and sort of think about it in a completely different way. So me and Bruce sort of sat down and went, right, well, let's approach it like a remix, as if we were doing a remix of somebody else. And we just took it apart and then rebuilt it again. And
but what was then the biggest difference? What did you do in the remix that really made the click now?
The whole song's honestly, it's
the whole
completely
thing's
different.
completely different. Do you know, like
The lyrics, the lyrics were kept, weren't they? And that's about it.
A few of the lyrics were kept. Like, do you know, like
melody lines?
Yeah, melody lines were there. Like some of the melodies that might have been played on a bass that we decided didn't work on a bass, we put on a keyboard, and we just moved a few bits around, and we took like something that was one part and made it like a filthy sort of little bass riff, and just moved the whole thing around. As we would do if we remix somebody else. Do you know what I mean? You'd take the best parts, put it in, and just sort of put like we made it probably more dancey, because it wasn't quite as dancey as the rest of them. So that's the sort of angle that went in with it, and it was just good at sort of making you think a bit differently and sort of not be too precious about your songs.
No, but I can imagine that it's also a bit hard to do, because they are your own songs. And do you take criticism then?
Oh no, we're really good with criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, like we do. It's good to have somebody else come in, especially when you've been sat with songs for 2 years. And it's good for somebody else to say, I don't think that bit's working. Until somebody else says it, you might be a bit blinking. It's good to have somebody to say that, because you can sit down and go, actually, yeah, do you know what, you're right.
But do you always agree on the songs? Because well, you write the song, but do you always agree what the song?
Oh no, they'll say things if they don't like it.
Oh yeah, when we were recording the album, like we were all sat in a room basically for like what was 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'd all just be like, no, that doesn't work, or that sounds ace, or whatever. And the end product, you know, we're all happy with, you know.
Yeah, we're not scared of saying to each other if things are wrong. Like, you know, Bruce will sit there and write something, and I'll just turn around to him and go, Bruce, it's rubbish. And he'll just look at me, and he'll just look at me and go, yeah, you're right, what was I thinking of? And we're just very open and very honest, because otherwise you end up making something that, you know,
that's true,
everyone's going to like it.
Yeah, I think you can't be scared of saying something like that, because you're right, you'll just end up with something that, you know,
I'd hate it, like,
like,
3 months later playing a song and going, I don't like this part. You don't want to be like that.
That's true, but if you write, let's say, 10 songs after each other in a row, and then maybe people say 10 times, they say, well, they don't like it, maybe it's not good for your self-esteem.
We don't mind. We don't mind.
Well, no, I think, yeah, that would probably be bad, but hopefully that won't happen.
Okay, it hasn't happened.
Hopefully we're not going to write 10 awful songs.
Yeah, there's no egos in this band, is there?
Okay.